Ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. I am your host, Jonathan Sprung, joined, as always, by SFL CEO, Mr. Zach Stanley.
Ah, my arm.
Uh-oh.
John just bit me.
Oh, on your arm? Why would I bite you on your arm? That's too obvious.
Because I was reaching out.
Oh, yeah, that's not
And you just leaned over and stuck your teeth into my skin.
I can see the marks.
See?
They're there.
See?
You do know we are on La Radio, correct?
Yes.
So you do know that actually.
La Radio.
Yeah, La Radio. I speak a little Spanish.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, once in a while. Well, welcome, nice big welcome to Teddy Bear 2, Nick Steblenko as well. What up, Nick?
I mean, if the proof is there, if you can see it visibly, then you should be able to call a foul.
You know it's Espanol, right?
Spanish. What'd I say? Espanish?
Spanish? No?
Did you really just say Spanish?
Well,
Spanglish?
yeah.
Wow, I'm a little confused here. I'm not gonna lie. I have really no kind of recollection of what's going on. That usually happens on the Star Fantasy League show.
Well, there's a biter in the World Cup right now.
Yes, thank you. I believe we're going to be talking about that at length in John Allen's mailbag. That's why I'm kind of just being spry about it.
Okay.
No,
fine.
Don't want to talk about it.
Well, he won't be in the World Cup much longer, but
Okay. We're going to talk about it, but hopefully he won't be in the World Cup much longer. That's ridiculous. But we have an action-packed show today. We have an even bigger, more action-packed show tomorrow. We have Doug Gottlieb coming on the show in John L's mailbag. He'll be the very special guest on the show. We're gonna talk NBA draft since the draft is tomorrow night. So we're gonna, if you have questions for Doug, tweet us at SFL Show. We'll get your questions read on the air, unless you say something rude to him, in which case we'll definitely read your email.
And you'll get to hear it leading right into the draft.
That is right. Yeah.
Hopefully after a USA victory.
Yeah, that would be
ideal.
Definitely.
Tomorrow's show will be very nice if there is a U.S. victory or a tie.
It's going to happen.
Or a tie.
Or a tie.
Tie is fine.
I'm not greedy.
We play for the win. Only.
Okay, I don't know what.
I was like, we're going to.
But then again, if we do win, we win the group, so that would be great.
I don't agree with playing for a tie. No. I think you should play for the win. I think as fans, we need to keep ourselves in the right mindset.
I said I'd be okay with it. All right, we got plenty of soccer talk coming up in John's mailbag. We have to be accountable for our actions yesterday. I didn't want to mention it, but I'm going to. I beat Nick for the 9th or 10th straight day, whatever it was. He's not even going to acknowledge me anymore.
Come on, buddy, say something.
Something?
Oh man.
Boo.
He's really salty.
What do you want me to say? I just can't get lucky. I can't find anything. Anytime I put in a lineup and it works, I take it out before it actually. I switched it all around.
His lineup, which would have been the winning lineup.
Really?
Which is a lesson to all of you out there.
Don't
stick with your gut.
Although
stick to your guns.
To be fair, I mean, I would have still beat Nick with this. I did text Nick and say, hey, I switched my lineup. I switched one guy out. I put Johnny Peralta instead of Didi Gregorius because Peralta, I believe, was batting 4th or 5th yesterday, which is a great spot for him. I ended up switching him out. I think he got me like 9.5 or 10 points, which was pretty perfect for him. But I went out on a limb and I picked the Arizona stack. You guys really weren't on it. They ended up getting me 21.75 points for the 4 guys I mentioned. Para 11.75 was my value play of the day. That's a pretty big home run if you're putting that in.
He loved that Arizona stack.
Yep.
I did. Montero got 6. Gregorius got 4. Goldschmidt sucked, and I said I didn't want to put him in because he was too expensive. Oops.
Well, I guess I worked in your favor yet again.
Although I got nothing else. Jose Abreu, 0.25, did nothing. And Tim Hudson, 1.15. All of our value pitchers, all of our top pitchers did terribly.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Horribly.
Well, except my top pitcher.
That's true.
The top pitcher.
Well,
hey,
I took him.
Yes, I understand you took him. That's fine. Clayton Kershaw did amazingly. 11.65 points?
Yeah, but my batters were awful.
That tends to happen.
Cabrera was awful.
Yeah, I had Carrera in my lineup as well.
Hardy was awful. Yeah, he was like the only big guy in Detroit that didn't dominate.
I was saying, you know what the sad part is? We didn't get to mention J.D. Martinez because he's no longer value play, but I think, did we all have him in our lineups last night?
We've all been talking about him. Did you have him in?
I would have had him in if I didn't switch everything around. Yeah.
Another dominating performance by JD. Honestly, I think I want to pick him every day now. He's incredible. He's on this ridiculous hot streak.
Yeah, ride the wave until what'd you say? Ride whatever until it falls
ride
off.
Until the wheel falls off.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think the wheel. I mean,
it crashes.
He's not going to stay this hot, but I don't think the wheels are falling off this guy. He's playing so well. He looks like he's really jumped right into the league here, and he's going to be.
Torrey Hunter's supposed to be back soon, but he will not be taking JD's spot.
Nobody will. You got to pry it from his cold, dead hands if you want it.
Very true.
All right, we're done being accountable. We did a. We were a little hit. Oh, you didn't
we
go?
Are?
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
We're not going to talk about how Mike Trout had 13.5 points and I didn't put him in.
Oh.
And we're not going to talk about how the Angels stack had 23.5 points and I didn't put them in.
Oy.
We're not going to talk about any of that because I'm an idiot.
Okay, I feel like we're heating up here.
He's avoiding
I'm just mad at myself.
CJ Wilson.
I'm just mad at myself. CJ Wilson was bad too.
Oh, he was horrible. I had him and he was my top pitcher. You actually stole him from me as the player of the day. I
was looking at that game. It was like 5-5 in the top of the third. I was like, oh.
Yes, it was.
Not good.
All right, you know what? Let's put the past behind us. Today is a new day. Every day is a new day on StarFantasyLeagues.com to draft your daily fantasy baseball lineup. So you know what? Let's get into it for Wednesday.
Let's do this.
Time for your Star Fantasy Leagues MLB Fantasy Lineup Breakdown.
As I said before, it is Wednesday, and it's a new day on StarFantasyLeagues.com to pick a team. Hopefully, Nick, you're going to put up a nice little fight. You're putting up a fight, you're not going to switch your lineup at the last second.
Nope, I actually made it first thing this morning, and I'm not changing it, barring any lineup discrepancies once the lineups come out.
Yeah, sometimes I have a lineup locked in like this, and then I do see somebody's in like this really prime position. They're at the same price, like Peralta yesterday. Sometimes that just happens. Like you love your lineup, then you go, "Ooh, I actually like that better." Sometimes
and I don't want to jump too far ahead here, but this is one of those special days where I think the big bats are going to be coming out because the top tier pitchers, you know, even the highest guys are what?
15,
yeah. So.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'll start with my pitchers. I ended up getting some of the big boys on today. They're not big boys in general, but they are the big priced guys today. I did get Colin McHugh, I think he's gonna be my play of the day at pitcher. I just love his matchup at home against Atlanta. Atlanta against righties, 28th in the league, 4th highest strikeout percentage. This is it's one of those no-brain matchups.
Yeah, I can't disagree there. I think. I'm going to go with Zach's strategy with the bats and kind of try to put some lower guys in, but McHugh is definitely, I would say he could definitely vie for the top spot today.
Well, I did try to go with the high-low. I did get Colin McHugh in. I did also get Hisashi Iwakuma, who Zach, I believe, was your play.
Oh, yeah, baby.
But to do that and still have a normal team, I put in Brad Mills from Oakland.
You sure you didn't want to go with Clay? I mean, Clay Buchholz is out there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. To everyone listening, you do have a couple hours to set your lineup still on StarFantasyLeagues.com, but Clay Buchholz is starting.
And you were right on Saunders. Saunders is starting for Texas, so.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's
those two are locked in now.
Ugh.
But don't worry, because, he did okay in the minors.
In the minors? Oh, yeah, sure.
So, maybe he's on the road back,
Yeah,
maybe he's working it up.
I'm not
Relentless positivity.
Maybe he's got some gunk in his hair, huh?
I'm not going to lie. My lineup was mostly crafted because I did see that Clay Buchholz was pitching, and Seattle not so good against lefties. Actually, pretty okay against righties, so I did get a couple bats in there. You know what? Let me. Do you have any thoughts on Mills? Everyone, just
no. I think it's a good value play because he's going up against the Mets. Although the Mets put up a 10 spot last night on Scott Kazmir.
Yeah, that was okay. That was one of those anomalies. I liked Scott Kazmir yesterday. Couldn't afford him. Didn't get him in there. But good thing I didn't.
I find it slightly concerning, but you got two big guys in there. If he's able to even.
He just needs 4.
Yeah. If he can just reach his value, then you'll be all set. So I don't think it's
at 4,500. I figure if the other two guys get me 7 to 10 and he gets me 4, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I didn't get all of the big bats, and I got a couple of them. I went with a little different strategy. I stacked up on Seattle. Kyle Seager the other night. I saw a couple places where he was mentioned as being a good play. He went nuts. Seattle killed the Red Sox. Killed them.
I mean, that's not a surprise. The Sox are very bad right now.
Yeah, Jake Peavy, not good. So this is another not so solid righty in a row for Seattle to feast on at home. I went with Kyle Seager. I also went with Robbie Cano, and I went with a guy who's a nice little value play who's been on a tear recently. Logan Morrison.
I really like Cano tonight.
You said that was so sad.
So sad. I know. It was just pure honesty.
I'm sad.
I think he's sad because I put him in my lineup. He's like, yeah, that's a good pick.
I'm just sad because the Red Sox are horrible right now.
They are.
They are bad.
I must admit, it is a little depressing. You know what? Let's stop being depressed. Let's move away from Seattle because they probably will kill the Red Sox tonight.
Probably.
Iwakuma on the mound against Buckholz. They're going to kill him.
Come on, Clay.
I got a couple. I said out of the box thing. I said Wheeler hasn't beaten a good team yet. He hasn't looked good against a good team yet. They're playing Oakland. I'm afraid that Wheeler is going to implode in this game. That's why I put some value guys in. I got John Jaso and I got Kyle Lowry. I didn't put the big bats in because I think I like the bigger bats elsewhere. But
I'm sticking with Wheeler.
Kyle Lowry?
What'd I say?
You said Kyle Lowry.
Oh, Jed Lowry. Wow, did I really say Lowry?
Well, Kyle Lowry's an unrestricted free agent.
You know what?
So.
Sign him to Oakland. Billy Bean, you make some good life decisions, put him in there.
He can shoot a three-pointer, right?
Yeah, can you tell I have basketball on the brain?
He can probably catch a fly ball.
He might be able to.
I don't know. You know, I understand what we talked about this yesterday with the whole Wheeler thing. But, I mean, his ground ball percentage is fantastic.
I think he likes him because he shares a name.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
right.
no, he's Zach with a K, so
Yeah.
I don't like any Zachs with
Oh, you don't want to
unfortunate.
associate with him?
Right.
All right, let me get back.
I'm just saying I think he can have a fine performance. So we'll see.
Oakland
We'll see.
Oakland is really, really good against righties. I feel like that could be an issue.
Plus, they got drubbed last night. I think they're going to be a little upset.
That is, against the Mets. My other nice little stack is Detroit. I got Miggy and JD Martinez. I'm expecting Miggy to have a nice little bounce back. He is going against Joe Saunders. Not a good pitcher.
Yeah, in Texas, too. Great ballpark for that. I mean, yeah, I can't believe Miguel Cabrera didn't get anything going last night because that entire lineup, top to bottom, and anybody that they put in subsequently as like a pinch hitter or something like that, everybody hit. Everybody.
The same with Arizona last night. Everybody hit except for Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Everybody in that lineup.
Yeah, so he's not going to be quiet tonight. That's
and then my last two straggling players, I liked your value play of the day, Nick. I got J.J. Hardy in there at shortstop.
Yeah.
Actually,
he burned me last night.
I have two shortstop. I got Hardy and I got Lowry, both at value.
Okay.
And then I don't know.
I took Hardy.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, and then my
You
last.
had a different value play for today.
I think I might.
Did I?
Yes.
All right, well, whatever.
It might have been yesterday. And then my last player is Cole Calhoun for the Los Angeles. Hold on, Angels that also reside in the same state as the Dodgers. Anaheim Angels.
So you stayed away from the White Sox Orioles, huh?
I think everybody and their mother is going to be stacking that game. For GPP, I went anywhere but that game.
So dare I go against Hector Noesi one more time?
I think this is your time. I would stack. If he didn't even touch it, I would just stack this game.
Just go outright?
Yeah.
Honestly,
All right.
that's going to be the thing. Yeah. Does this game end up being 10 runs like they claim it's going to be, 9.5 over under? Or
All you have is Hardy from that game, right?
Yeah, I have one guy from the game. Value, also Nick's going to have him most likely.
Well, the other game that I love is Toronto. I think Hiroki Kuroda is going to get lit up tonight, so we'll see what happens.
There's a lot of games with high over-unders today and tomorrow. You got plenty of places to go. You got to pick the best players you get in your lineup on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
And yesterday he was J.J. Shardy.
Nice. Coming after the break, it is time for Jonald's Mailbag. And you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into Jonald's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
Welcome back to the Star Fantasy League show here on 105.5 The Team in Rochester. We're going to get to Bitegate in a few minutes.
That is the worst name ever.
Everything is gate. Everything
It's
ends
just not
in
creative.
gate.
There's, I mean, you can
You
scour
know,
the
in Europe
internet.
they're calling it something cooler.
You can
Yeah, but it's
scour
not
the
in
internet
English.
for any type of meme. How about the Jaws memes that they put out? Those are hilarious. They put Luis on top with him just
How about Dracula on the pitch?
Yeah, that's better.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
I like that.
Dracula Suarez.
I actually heard the nickname for the ref was Dracula.
What?
Why?
Yeah, like one of the refs. I don't
Why,
know.
does he look like him?
Yeah,
or-
maybe he looks like him.
Man, I love watching random videos on. I watched a video from the 2006 World Cup, I believe it was, where it was 14 yellow cards and 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards in one match.
It wasn't the championship, was it? The final?
No, it was Portugal.
Zinedine Zidane's
No,
headbutt?
it was Portugal, Netherlands. The guy was called. It was the same ref called just ridiculous. Just kept throwing yellow cards after anything would happen.
Maybe I should just, maybe he talks like the Count.
The ref?
The ref.
Really?
Gollum thing.
You know what? Maybe he's from Transylvania. I bet you that's what it is.
Oh,
you
that
never
is
thought of that
tricky.
one. You know what? We're not going to wait. You want to just get into it?
Yeah, let's talk about
do
it.
Carlos J. writes, Uruguayan striker Luis Suarez apparently had a Mike Tyson issue, biting Italy's – wait, let's try this. Italy's Giorgio Chiellini. Did I do that right?
Yeah, I guess.
Chiellini.
I'm not an expert, but it sounds
that
like
is
you got
right.
it.
Okay. Has this incident cast a bit of a black cloud over the World Cup?
Well, this is the third time he's done this, right? The third time he's bitten a player in the middle of a game.
Yeah, the third time, and this last time he got a 10-game suspension.
What is he hoping to accomplish?
Supposedly, there was an article, I believe, on ESPN that was written before the tournament about Suarez, and I only read a little bit of it. I'm going to read the rest of it, but it's just like this guy has a history of just doing absolutely ridiculous things. When he was 15, he headbutted a referee. And like he was like bleeding out of his nose and crap, and it's just gone. I mean, supposedly it's gone on his whole career. And Uruguay just loves their son so much, and the fact that he's so talented for their team that they will do anything to ensure that he's still able to play, and his actual history and decisions that he's made over the course of his life get covered up.
That's asinine.
I just don't understand what he accomplished by biting somebody.
And then the best part was he flopped. He bit him, and then he acted
like
his
teeth had gotten hurt.
Yeah,
he had gotten elbow.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he was doing.
Unfortunately, unless there is a hefty bribe that nobody finds out about, he's not playing.
No, he's not playing. He's done, and it could be. I mean, this could be a year. This could be 2 years.
Well, it said FIFA allows for up to a maximum of 24 games or 2 years.
Yeah,
ban.
I would say it's going to be 2 years.
Is it 24 games or 2 years, whichever comes first?
I think those are the
guidelines.
guidelines. Like you could be told you're banned for 2 years, or you could be told you're banned for X.
Those are the two
games.
options.
Yeah.
And is it only international competition, or would it be any competition?
I believe it would be any competition.
I mean, because then you're talking about he's no longer in the English Premier League, and now there's an enormous problem for his team. I don't know, but yeah, I think he deserves it.
Yeah,
you bit somebody.
He's on Liverpool, yeah? Still on Liverpool?
Yes.
Did he get tested too?
Yeah, that would be bad if the guy comes down with like rabies or something. We'd have some bigger issues than we already have.
And he just recently won Player of the Year.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oy.
Oh man.
So, I just think that this is – I don't think it's going to cast a shadow at all on the World Cup. I think this is going to be something that we talk about for a long time. I am hopeful that – I mean, this game, what happened? I mean, Italy ended up scoring a minute later after this situation occurred. Since it wasn't called, Italy was playing without –
Uruguay scored.
Yeah, Uruguay won.
Yeah, since Uruguay scored. And Italy was playing down a man, but they had gotten
a ridiculous red card.
They had gotten through a good chunk of time when this happened, and it kind of not. I mean, he would have been out of the game, and it would have been even, and Italy probably would have won this thing or moved on. Rather, would have tied and moved on.
How about the guy that won money off of this? Did you see that?
That was amazing.
Put a $5 bet down on Luis Suarez biting somebody.
They said he wasn't even the biggest winner. They said some guy won like $3,500, but he wasn't going to be named. So this is the only guy that came forward. 175 to 1 odds that he would bite somebody again.
You can really bet on anything in Europe, can't you?
I love it.
That's any gambling site you can bet on.
Well, you have to think that in Europe this was on everybody's mind that this could happen.
True.
But no, he's going to be gone, but I would hope, given what transpired in the Italy game, ruining Italy's chances, including Gianluigi Buffon, who is not going to be in another World Cup. We're not going to see him again. I just hope that they end up losing fairly soon, to be honest, because I don't,
Hope they lose in the first game.
Yeah, I hope they lose in the first game. Well, it depends on who they're playing, actually.
Yeah. Okay. You haven't decided yet if you want them to lose. We'll see who they're playing first. All right, enough soccer talk for the day. We'll save. We got some USA talk, but we'll save that for tomorrow, I'm sure. Actually, you know what? We can't talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be on before us.
Oh, I know, but we're going to talk. We have Gottlieb on tomorrow. We can't talk soccer with him on.
So let's talk about it now.
Nope.
You don't want to?
Nope.
You don't want to talk about the U.S. soccer team?
Do you want to talk
Where were you born? Just outside of Boston.
Costa Rica.
In Massachusetts,
Costa
which is
Rica.
in the United States, making you an American.
Sweet.
And if you are not patriotic tomorrow, John,
sweet
we have a
geography
problem.
lesson.
And Gillette Stadium gets some fantastic international soccer games.
Yeah,
Hold on, I have a question. Who's wearing red, white, and blue right now? Oh, it's me.
You're wearing red and white.
And white and blue.
Do I have any red in my hat? I've got all blue on.
We're prepared. Let's be honest. I will not be watching the match because I will be driving, but
You will be listening.
that's correct. I will have my TuneIn dialed into whatever. Somebody tweet me at SFL Show where they're actually going to be playing it on radio so I can listen. So
Okay.
That would certainly help me. I would appreciate that.
Sounds good.
I want to listen. But go USA. We've talked about it a million times, the scenarios. They can win, lose, or draw and still get through as long as the winner of Ghana and that Portugal team that doesn't really do anything doesn't beat us in goal differential.
I think the U.S. is going to win tomorrow.
That would be great.
I'm serious. I think they're
You
going
think they're going to take the group?
I think they're going to take the group.
Wow.
I mean, even if we lose our first match in the round of 16, what an absolute triumph it is to win the supposed group of death.
Well, that would be.
I know, that's an absolute
That
triumph.
would be unbelievable if we end up over Germany, Ghana, and Portugal.
They had a 35% chance of advancing out of the group, let alone winning the group. Would be amazing.
It was probably like 3% chance. Yay! Oh, you're terrible. All right, but good luck to the U.S. men's national team tomorrow. I really hope they win. Go USA.
USA.
There you go.
USA.
All right, let's get into what we're really here for. It's the draft. It's coming up tomorrow with Doug Gottlieb, but we're talking NBA draft as well right now. Will S. writes, Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert, that guy, seems to be up to his old tricks again, allegedly disagreeing with the team over the direction of the number 1 overall pick. How will this saga play out, and is there a chance the Cavs don't even make this pick?
Can I just say one thing before you go on a rant? Jabari Parker doesn't even want to play in Cleveland.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I read.
I've been reading from several again, the term sources is very loose, but apparently Jabari's been trying to lobby to go to Milwaukee. Who is lobbying to go to Milwaukee?
I guess it has to do with the fact that it's closer to Chicago where he grew up, and because he would also be a featured player in Milwaukee versus in Cleveland, he would have to compete with Kyrie Irving, and that's just not a situation I guess he really wants to get into. Although for me, if I was him, I would be like, man, this is awesome. I have a chance to play for a championship because of Kyrie Irving and company instead of going to Milwaukee where you have a long
team
term.
that is clearly put together something solid, much better than the situation in Milwaukee.
Very
where
bad.
They're losing players as it is. I mean, Ilyasova's not going to be there anymore, whatever that means. But that team isn't total shambles.
I thought he played in Minnesota.
Urson, Minnesota.
Urson,
Wow,
Minnesota.
we haven't said Urson,
But
Minnesota in a while.
Cleveland has a ton of good players right now and good pieces in place. And I also think that, I don't know, he might lure the big man
I think
there
Cleveland
too.
has a much better shot of
I'm not really
going
sure why he's
somewhere.
doing this.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
Dan Gilbert?
No, Parker.
Oh, I thought you meant Gilbert. I was
because
like,
Gilbert is lobbying for Wiggins, and the rest of the staff is lobbying for Jabari Parker.
But if you ask Dan Gilbert, he agrees. He sent Chad Ford was the one who broke this story, and then Gilbert sent a tweet to Chad Ford saying, "No, we're united in our decision." Which there's no way that's true.
It seems like Parker, from what I heard, deliberately tanked his workout with them.
Yeah, I heard that as well. That is. They said he was terrible.
And then there was talk of him being overweight.
Performance.
Supposedly that's not the case, and he is in fine shape right now.
Yeah.
That's a little.
And
strange.
he already came out and said that he thinks that he's going to get taken by the Bucks.
Yeah, he said he predicted he was going to get taken number 2 overall.
This is not a good way to start your career, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just not. I wouldn't be going around saying I don't want to play places.
Maybe he remembers that there's a problem with that chemistry on that Cleveland team. Deion Waiters and Kyrie Irving hate each other, basically. Tristan Thompson. Like, there's some weird chemistry on that team.
It's just disappointing. It seems like it happens so frequently in the NBA, more than any of the other leagues, that this has become a league that says, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy, trade me. I'm not happy, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to get a new contract. I don't want to be on this team. Who can you add around me? When, but especially the draft. Especially when it comes to the draft. Listen, you haven't done anything.
Okay, yeah. Well, the draft the NBA in general entitles these young athletes because even though they say, you have to go somewhere else and play for a year, that's nothing. That's really nothing. I mean, these players are coming straight out of high school. We're talking about 18, 19-year-olds that they don't have the maturity to make these kinds of decisions, and they have a bunch of people that are in their ears telling them what they should and shouldn't do, where they should try to go, how much money they should be going for, what kind of shoe deal they should sign. Their heads are enormous, so you can't really blame them. At 19 years old, if somebody told me that I was worth $50 million, my head would be enormous. So...
Can we talk about the second part of this, about them actually making this pick? Because some of the proposed trades for this number 1 overall pick, they should be taking immediately if they want to win.
Yeah.
There's the Magic are offering 4-12 and Aaron Aflalo, Utah's offering number 5 and Derek Favors, possibly with the 23 or Alec Burks included. Are you kidding me that they're not
say that
taking
first
me
one
there?
again?
Or the Magic are offering number 4,
number
12,
and number 12 picks,
and Aaron Aflalo.
I mean, that would be a no-brainer. I think that would be a no-brainer.
If you're as high on Joel Embiid as they claim to be before he got injured, you take that 100% of the time because you'll likely still get him at 4.
I mean, if I was there, I wouldn't be taking Embiid with the injury problems. There's just too many stories of 7-footers with injury problems that never even make it on the floor.
But
Greg
I'm
Oden,
saying, if you screw up with the 4 and they also give you the 12, guess what? You can make another pick at 12 that's going to actually impact your team this year.
And the other thing is, these rookies don't make an impact right away. They need to grow. These guys are young. Name one rookie besides LeBron James in the past 10 years that's actually made an impact.
Dwayne Wade.
Right away.
Dwayne Wade.
First year?
Yes.
Playoffs. Carmelo Anthony.
Name 2 then.
Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, yeah. How many championships does he have?
Kevin Durant.
How many championships?
No, Kevin Durant.
His first season,
they were horrible.
Well, he was still good.
That is true. A lot to talk about. We got more draft day talk coming up tomorrow with Doug Gottlieb.
Derrick Rose.
It's MLB Thursday, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at starfantasyleagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League Show with Donald, Teddy Bear 2, and the Deucey Moose. Only on The Team.
Deucey, Teddy, it's nice to have you both on the show, on the Star Fantasy League Show. We've talked about a lot today, a lot of biting incidents, lots of draft talk. We still have more draft talk to sort out before tomorrow's big event at 7 o'clock with Doug Gottlieb on tomorrow's show. He'll be on right after his show ends. Pretty nice of him to do that, right?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of really exciting storylines for tomorrow's draft.
I believe we're going to ask him about all of those and or just Celtics the whole time.
Hopefully we'll be able to get smart.
Kevin Love.
No, we're not asking about
We're just
Kevin
yelling
Love.
out names.
Can we ask him about free agency? Can we talk to him for half an hour?
I believe that his media tour tomorrow does not allow him to talk to us for half. What if I just don't hang up the
Otherwise,
call?
I'm sure he would really want to do it for half an hour.
Oh,
sure
yeah,
he would.
totally.
Or an hour.
How about 2 hours?
5 hours.
I think he wants to move to Rochester, honestly.
I'm going to guarantee
He'll
you
run
he
his
does
show straight
not-
from our office.
He's actually, Doug Gottlieb will be in the studio tomorrow. No, he won't.
So we are going to ask him the hard-hitting question, right?
What kind of hair gel does he use?
No. If you were to eat a garbage plate, where
Oh
would
my
it be
God!
from?
We on the rundown for tomorrow's show. We do not have any Rochester or garbage. Actually, we do have a Rochester-related question. That's a lie. We do.
Wait, but is it food-related? I mean, come on.
Yeah. So about the Syracuse basketball team, which kind of garbage plate do you like? We're not going to trick him.
Doug, if you come to Rochester and you try a couple of garbage plates, I think you will enjoy yourself.
If you could eat or make a half-court shot with any fruit, what would it be?
It would be a cantaloupe.
Watermelon. Splat.
Wow. This might be the weirdest tangent we've probably ever gone on. We somehow ended up throwing fruit through basketball hoops.
I think
Tangerine.
Bron could make a half-court shot with a
watermelon? It would
You
have
know
to
what?
be
It's
a
not going to be
ripe-
easy to throw a watermelon
It
that
would
far.
have to be
that's what
a
I'm
ripe watermelon, though. It can't be like, dilapidated and decrepit and whatnot.
Dilapidated.
Careening.
Careening towards the basket.
Thank you. I just wanted to get the word careening.
Careen off
in
the
there.
rim.
I said that correctly. Dilapidated?
Yeah,
you
no,
did.
I know. I just
You
found it
actually,
amusing.
yes.
Oh, okay.
We're not saying anything wrong about the word dilapidated. It was just your use of the word was a little strange.
Yes, you're right. That's true.
All right, we got to get to Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com for MLB. It's the only game going on right now. Pretty soon it'll be All-Star break, and we'll have a new competition. But Nick and I, it's a new day to get a win. You need a win.
Yeah, I need one pretty badly.
Yeah, this
right
is
now.
time.
Yeah.
You yelled at me for claiming that I'd won 5 out of 6. I've actually won 5 out of 6.
No, you said 9. You said
That was
9 or 10.
earlier. No, I said it last week. I said I won 5 or 6. I'd actually won like 3 or 4.
It's like Donald's research is paying off.
Yeah,
It
really
is. I've been playing pretty well.
Good for you.
Say he can't say anything nice about my reason. He just can't do it. All right, we got I believe it's only 8 games to talk about for Thursday. This is kind of depressing, but I can't believe this. There are so many high over-unders on one day, small slate. We got 10.5, 10.5, 9.5, 8.5. These are giant numbers. So on a day like this with so much offense, what are we doing?
I think there's only like 1 or 2 games that I'm really going to steer clear of. But other than that, man, you really got to – I think you have to kind of reach for Lady Luck a little bit tomorrow. Just a little bit.
You know what the funniest part of this is? The second lowest over-under the day is in Cincinnati and San Francisco, and that's actually where I like my favorite stack of the day. In San
Really?
Francisco. Yeah. I looked at the overall.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
Well,
You should pick
okay.
from there.
I looked at the overall team numbers for current Giants against Mike Leake. 395 with 11 home runs over 160 at bats. They are crushing Mike Leake.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It means nothing to me.
And Mike Leake this season has been not so good against lefties. He's just low strikeout percentage, high ground ball's fine, but he just hasn't been good. ERA in the mid threes, closer to 4.
But it's in San Francisco. I have a really tough time stacking full outright stack in San Francisco.
I'm likely not going with the full stack, but I'm going back to our old reliable Mr. Pablo Sandoval. We were high on him earlier in the season. He's kind of dropped off significantly. His price is back down around 6,000, which he's a switch hitter, probably going to bat lefty against him, so
Yep.
I kind of like that. And Tyler Colvin, my God, he's faced him 19 times, 4 home runs, I believe a couple doubles as well. He's around 4,000 on StarFantasy.com. I am finding lots and lots of value from San Francisco.
Fair enough.
I'm stacking the Brewers.
Oh, what a surprise. My team of the month, the
Really?
Milwaukee Brewers.
You like the Brewers?
Yeah, I like the Brewers. I love the line, obviously. Milwaukee's heavily favored in this game. And Friedrich?
Well, here's the thing, though.
Christian Friedrich.
At first glance, though, Milwaukee isn't very good against left-handed pitching. They're really actually kind of middling.
Yeah, but I don't really care against this guy.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between
The guy's given up a ton of walks, ton of home runs. Obviously, we haven't, he's pitched, but we haven't seen him in a lot of start. We've only seen him in one start. But still, the ground ball percentage is miserable. The walks are high.
Yeah, I'm not really ready to look at his stats after one major league start. I just don't think he's good. And
Yeah,
I'm okay with going against a high-powered offense against a rookie pitcher.
Yeah.
I'm perfect. That's the reason I'm going to do it.
Well,
the
plus they're
stats
still
aside.
hot. They're still hot.
Yeah.
That offense is still really hot. So.
Although you can find some value in this lineup as well. Obviously, Ricky Weeks is probably going to play against a lefty, right?
Say it again? Oh, yeah,
Ricky
definitely.
Weeks,
He's been leading off. So,
Yeah.
there's your value play right there, 3,500. He's the minimum. So
Yeah, and Aramis Ramirez, my God, 457 against lefties so far this year.
Killing it.
Since he's come back from injury, yeehaw. He is
killing it, yeah.
Yeah, crushing the ball.
Chris Davis, too.
Yeah, Chris Davis. Make sure to watch out
The
for
other Chris Davis.
Make sure to watch out for Jonathan Lucroy. He got the day off the other day because he played all 16 innings of the game before catching, so that probably kills your knees.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him sit out multiple days because of this, or take a day off, play, take another day off.
I
So-
think he'll be back.
Fair enough, but yeah, he's one of the hottest batters on that team. So
Yeah. And
they want to
again,
get him back.
nobody on this team that I just mentioned out of those 4 guys is over 9,000 right now.
Yep.
So this is a
solid.
fairly. You're not going for Gomez or Braun. They're up there in the 10s.
Yep.
So
Yeah, if they can keep hitting this way, now is the time to get them because they'll move up a lot.
Yeah, plus when you throw Weeks in there, I don't think the price even matters for the other 3.
And it looks like Ramirez is going to go up.
yeah, he should.
I mean,
Aramis is
he's
just
still sitting at 8,000.
Yep.
Good time to take him.
Yep. I mean, we have to talk about the other side of the ball, though, right? Wiley Peralta's been pretty okay this season, but you got to throw some of those guys in there. They're the best team in the league against righties.
I don't have
Wiley
to.
Willie?
I don't have to if I don't want to.
No,
You can't make me.
They're so expensive.
they are, but I'm sure you can find some of these guys. They have so many good lefties: Dickerson, Morneau, Blackman. You're not going to throw a lefty in there against Wiley Willie.
Well, if anything, I would really just throw in Tulowitzki because he's MVP caliber this year.
Yeah, he is.
The guy's out of his mind. And, I mean, that's why I wouldn't go an outright stack on them because Peralta's actually not that bad. He has blown up a couple of times this year, but at the same time, I would rather just put Tulowitzki out there knowing that you're most likely going to get some production out of the guy. The rest of them, you don't know. They could have an off night. They had an off night 2 nights ago. They got shut out by St. Louis, by Lance Lynn.
Yeah, that was in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Oi.
That's not good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Milwaukee, again, a hitter's park. It's obviously not Coors Field, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. So
A lot of home runs.
Now, this could be a good game to stack both sides, especially because there are some lower-priced guys on Milwaukee, which could allow you to get in
That's
some of the
what
big
I'm
boys
saying.
in Colorado.
And
But
get some of my Tyler Colvin, Pablo Sandoval. Save some more money.
Tulowitzki up around 11.
Yeah.
But
Man.
you don't ever have to worry about production with him. Like Nelson Cruz, you have to get
Ever?
home runs. Jose Abreu, you have to get home runs. With Tulowitzki, he can hit for average power. He can run the bases. He can do it all.
Or he can go for 0 for 4 like anybody else in the league.
But he doesn't. He hasn't done
He
that.
very
this year.
rarely does that.
He does not do that. He is the most consistent guy in the entire league this year.
What's his average fantasy points?
It's probably extremely high. I don't currently have it available. Unfortunate for you.
I know that I've taken him a couple nights and he hasn't done well, so fine. You keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep rocking it.
All right, before we move on to pitchers for Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com, do you guys have any other hitters you're interested in?
I have
stacks?
one more.
One more stack?
The Hot Pirates.
Man, you and the Pirates, what?
They're going up against Dice K, and Dice K's been okay, but he's been okay against bad teams.
Correct.
So
it's the Zach Wheeler corollary. Look, it's the Mets and against bad pitchers
exactly.
or bad teams. Yeah.
So Pittsburgh, I think, is a great one. Gregory Polanco, since being called up from the minors, has been fantastic. He's been their leadoff hitter. He's still under 7,000, so take advantage of that while you can. And then Andrew McCutchen, he's just a stud. So I don't think you can go too wrong there. I think you can go outright stack on them versus Dice K.
I'm trying to figure out a way to advocate for starting Dice K, and I have absolutely.
You can't do it tomorrow. You can't do it tomorrow. I mean, I'm with you to a certain extent.
I can't.
You can't do it tomorrow. They're too hot right now.
All right,
Stay away.
You know what, though? I am going to advocate for the pitcher who's going up against the Mets in Vance Worley. I did start him last time. He's had 2 solid outings in a row since coming up.
I want to wait and see. I want to wait and see what Brad Mills does tonight because he's another value start against the Mets. I want to see how the Mets respond to that.
So you think the Mets are just taking off?
I don't know.
That's your concern?
They put up 10 runs against Oakland and Kazmir last night.
Okay, so you're saying that if the Mets do well tonight, that you're going to shy away?
I would probably shy away. Yes.
Really, I am on Vance Worley because I need to. Again, I wasn't able to find that much crazy value outside of Vance Worley. On an 8-game slate, you need to find some value.
We know baseball is a game of streaks. Everybody puts different emphasis on the streaks. I think Nick is a streak guy.
I think he might be. All right, but
he's a streaker.
I'm a streaker.
He is a streaker. Streak for the Cavs.
I've seen it.
Maybe you can break the streak that's currently going on right now and beat me.
Wow.
Ooh.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Hey, how's that shoe tasting?
Delicious.
So are we talking about pitchers now?
I really have had a craving for soul food since I ate that shoe.
Right. Well, you got. You ate.
That was actually funny. He said something funny. That's good.
I am an amateur comedian, so yeah.
You ate both of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
And those are the new ones?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I bought them. I went to Kohl's, bought
More
some
power
shoes.
to you, buddy.
Hooray, Kohl's. All right, we got to get some pitchers we actually like on an 8-game slate. There's not that many, I'll be honest.
Speaking of Coles. Cole Hamels is pitching tomorrow.
That is right. That was a good segue, right?
Nick is giggling like a schoolgirl.
Come on. Well, John did tell a really funny joke.
I did.
That was actually really funny.
It happens.
I got to give him that one.
Cole Hamels going up against the hapless Miami Marlins.
Although it's a lefty versus Miami, it's not as good as a righty matchup, but Cole Hamels is tearing it up.
Okay, the one problem is their big guy against lefties is who?
Giancarlo.
Okay. Has 16 strikeouts in his career against Cole Hamels.
Okay.
Oops, that's not a good number. So yeah, please stack.
He's been great. I mean, the potential for him to get into double digits tomorrow is excellent.
Yep.
Just go for it.
And he's still fairly inexpensive, around the mid 15,000s on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
He's really been. I mean, I think out of the past 4 games, he's been in double digits twice. The other 2, I think he had like a 7 and an 8-point performance. Those are still great performances. So
yeah, without anybody big on the board. I think. Oh, sorry. Adam Wainwright is on the board.
And Beckett. Come on now.
I'm not interested in Adam Wainwright. Either of you guys?
No, I'm staying away from this game altogether.
It's too high. That number for Wainwright at Dodger Stadium in this situation, I think, is just too high. But going up against Josh Beckett, decent chance that he doesn't get the win.
It could go any direction, I think. It really could because the Dodgers' offense is good. St. Louis has had spurts of good offense. Both pitchers are really solid. So I could really see this game going in any number of directions.
Yeah, I mean, you got Hamels hanging right out there for the picking in a favorable matchup. So.
Yeah, another one, the guy that I actually think has the best matchup, again, Chicago Cubs, is Doug Fister.
Absolutely. I love that matchup. That's going to be a blowout.
Surprise, surprise. The Cubs against a righty, and we're picking the pitcher.
How about that?
It sounds like we're a broken record here on the Star Fantasy League show. Please, pick the pitcher against Chicago Cubs.
Yep, do it.
It's working.
Just do it. It'll work for you. You will win all of the money in the world. No, you won't.
We have all the money in the world?
No. Coming after the break, it's time to give you all our top plays for Thursday, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
That's right. Tweet us at SFL Show. We're going to have Doug Gottlieb here tomorrow to talk NBA draft. So tweet us at SFL Show. You want to ask some questions for Dougie?
I'm excited.
I'm excited as well.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we might not get a better guest than Doug Gottlieb for like a week or two. So
we might not get a better guest until next week when Sammy Watkins comes in.
Now is your time get on Twitter. Tweet us at SFL Show. We will ask Doug Gottlieb your question.
Unless it's a bad one.
Unless it's really bad.
Then we're definitely asking and laughing about it.
Nick, don't tweet at us.
Yeah, don't do that, please.
Don't tweet at us.
That's just rude.
Nick, don't tweet at us, but please give us your plays of the day for Thursday on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
All right, my batter of the day is going to be Kutch, Andrew McCutchen. I love that matchup for Pittsburgh. They're going to be my stack as well. I think that they are ready to go against Dice K. My pitcher of the day is Cole Hamels, of course.
Your pitcher of the day is Dice K Matsuzaka? That's weird. Why would you pick Dice K as your pitcher of the day?
Didn't I just say
nice
Cole
pick, man.
Hamels? I believe
Great
I
pick.
literally just said Cole
I heard him
Hamels.
say Dice K. I don't really know.
Okay.
I'll write that down. That's
All
what he
right,
picked.
so Cole Hamels it is. And does it have to be a value batter?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry. You can. Well,
Could I say Vance Worley?
go ahead.
All right, Vance Worley for my value pitcher of the day. It's a good matchup against the Mets.
Yeah, we could just say the segment is a value of the day. It doesn't have to be a
Okay.
pitcher. It could be a hitter or a pitcher or hitter pitcher or both.
It could be an umpire, whatever you want.
No.
Can I pick Jim Joyce?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Jim Joyce. You're not a value. You failed. You got -5 points.
You're
Thanks
my
for
boy.
ruining my life, Jim Joyce.
All right, Zach, it's your turn at the plate.
All right, I'm going to go with Aramis Ramirez as part of my Milwaukee stack.
Wow.
He's at 8,200.
That I was not expecting because I actually considered putting him as my batter of the day. I really did.
Weren't you expecting Miguel Cabrera again, or?
That's that can happen anytime.
Even when Detroit isn't
it's my Miguel Cabrera off day.
even when he's not even playing, he's just like Miguel Cabrera. No, he's not playing, Zach. No, Miguel Cabrera. It's fine.
Ricky Weeks, you can't get better value, 3,500. And then I've got Josh Beckett. I know that it's going up against Wainwright. Be tough for him to get the victory possibly. In LA, high strikeout percentage, and the St. Louis bats aren't anything exciting.
No, they're not.
So.
They're really not. I think that could be a good one.
I don't know.
I think that's. You got the value. I think that's the better side of this matchup for sure.
Yeah, personally, Nick and I agree. We're kind of staying away from this game.
Fine.
I'm just telling you, there's two sides to everything. God.
We'll see how it goes down, buddy.
All right.
Do it.
The only reason I was surprised that you went for Aramis because I thought I was going on a limb and picking Chris Davis as my batter of the day. We're both really high on the Milwaukee Brewers tomorrow. I think the Brewers, you can't go wrong picking some Milwaukee Brewers.
Chris Davis is crispy.
Nobody went with Detroit against Nick Martinez in Texas. I can't believe it.
I have them listed. We didn't get to it. They're the bottom of my list.
And I select Detroit almost every day, so I didn't want to do that.
This is true. My pitcher of the day is Dougie Fister. I'm going with Doug. Cole Hamels. Come on, it's Cole Hamels is the top play, but let's not pick the same guy. My absolute value play steal is Tyler Colvin from San Francisco. This team has absolutely owned Mike Leake, especially Tyler Colvin. 4 home runs and 19 plate appearances at bats.
Yeah,
same
bats.
thing. They're the same
At
thing.
bats. No, they're not.
I like a lot of that
plate
team.
appearance is not.
It's not the same as an
Oh
assistant.
my!
At-bat.
That includes walks.
Oh, that's true. Fine. I also like Pablo Sandoval for some value. His salary's come down quite a bit. And let's go. Whole Giants. Stack them up.
So if Doug Fister doesn't do well, you're just going to be like, well, I couldn't take Cole Hamels because Nick took him.
No, I'm going to have both of them. I'm going to have those two and then
We're gonna have all the same pitchers tomorrow.
He'll win no matter what.
And
No, I
Vance
think we are.
Worley. We're going to
We're
have
gonna have the
exact
same
pitchers.
3 pitchers.
So the batters are going to be what determines things.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
And if I see Tyler Colvin in your lineup, I'm going to be really mad at you.
I don't even know who he is. Anymore.
Perfect. All right, if you guys
He's
want
dead to me.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, $5 free on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Sign up, play your first day. It's the best day to get started on StarFantasyLeagues.com. Play some daily fantasy baseball before the All-Star break.
Doug Gottlieb tomorrow.
That's true. Doug Gottlieb is coming up. We're going to ask him some ridiculous questions, hopefully sent by you at SFL Show. Tweet us all your questions. It's time for the NBA draft. Zach, are you excited?
I can't wait.
All right, and if you're
Go USA.
If you're not pitching Wiley Willie, you're doing it wrong. Take it easy, guys.